Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? My name is Heather, aka the Nutty Pagan. So, listen, what I did was I put all of the recordings that I did from back into 2023 and 2024. I started this podcast and then I turned around, got involved with life, deleted it, and left it alone for an entire year. Then I happened to be online because I watched this one person and he had mentioned something about going back to school and getting his GED. I decided at that point that it was time for me to do this again. Reason being is I do believe in the esoteric and I believe in signs. And one of the things that I did ask for was a particular sign. And he actually was the sign. So there you have it. And that's how this has begun again. So, but it gets better. So I ended it, I think it says September or something. Like I put the last of the old episodes on there. And I have been going steady. Today is November 7th. I have been going steady. I've been doing like two and three podcasts at a time and up on Spotify, Amazon, whatever. Didn't realize. Whew, you learn that this is just me. Didn't realize that the volume was not working properly. It just so happened that I was trying to record something else and was like, why can I not hear this? And so then I started doing some investigating. I know the first thing you're going to say is, you don't test it after each one? Well, no, because all the settings, that was your first mistake. Yes, I get it. So, but I um was playing around with my audio thing and just messed the whole thing up and didn't realize that that's what I had done. So about 50 episodes. Oh, yeah. 50 episodes and yeah, nah. So we're gonna do this again and we're gonna start. I have realized that it's okay to be who you are. Like truly okay. Rich, poor, whatever. They don't really give a shit. Because as you can see, all the celebrities, right? Most of, well, not most. Some of the celebrities right now, have proven that no matter how much money you have, an asshole is just a straight up asshole. I don't believe in necessarily what I call the elites. I feel like they have forgotten about you guys. I want to try to stay as close to regular people as normal as I can. I think we have forgotten. And I think once they get up to a certain level, they make compromises. I happen to be listening, and I don't really listen to like Christian stuff. I'm more on the spiritual end. I consider the Bible the Cliff Notes. I feel like the Zohar and the Torah are the addendums. I think we've missed out on a lot. And you'll hear me say it when I'm going through it. Um, but I feel like a lot of times they get on these high horses and they forget what's truly there and available, right? So we will begin again. See if I can get ahead on some of these and make it quality. But you know what's really funny? And my kids had to tell me about this like bot thing. Like I was starting to get a lot of hits, and I'm like, but how come I didn't get any comments? It wasn't working because I tried on my phone. I was like, well, how come nobody said it wasn't working? So That's okay. And I know my comments are on, but that's okay. We're going to get this up and moving and have a good time. Now, I'm just telling you, I am not for the weak. So if you want it sugar coated and just lovey dovey, it ain't gonna happen. Not over here. I swear. I can be explicit. My premise is, did you read the damn thing? Like, did you actually read it, or are you just following the fluff? Um, I have a saying that um, at the end of it, I when I did this back in 2023, I had this saying, as you stand on the shoulders of your ancestors and stuff. But I've come to realize that not everybody understands it on that level. They don't get it, or they have their blinders on and don't understand what that really means. Yes, that means the same thing, Heather, but yes and no, it doesn't. So while I have the opportunity, I am going to try to break it down in some terms that you're going to be like, what the fuck? Where the hell did she come from? um, I did it the last time, and I'll do it again. Somewhere in there is Noah, and there's King Solomon, and I did something on Pinocchio back in 23. But I also did something else. I started to use my abilities, and I said that the United States was going to fall. You can't keep treating people the way you do and expect it to get away with it. I also mentioned that I felt as though finding more answers would be looking actually to Africa and Jamaica. I believe that the book of Revelations is actually about Africa. You can listen to the prior ones to understand it. Don't worry, I'm going to catch you back up on it. But even to this day, um, I still believe that. What I think is really funny is this, and I saw an article, which is this is how I found out that my thing wasn't working. So someone sent me this article, and let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Oh yeah, there's a lot of resting, relaxing. Um, hold on, let me see if I can get this. The government is banning this $39 electric. And this is how this started. I was like, why do I keep getting the commercial? Let's try it again. Commissioner of Police Office where I met with him and the disaster response head of Starlink USA. We had a meeting to discuss the logistics of the distribution. For Starlink, they have arriving here tonight 600 Starlink units, and other charitable organizations have also brought in. So what we are planning to do is to pool all of them and prioritize the distribution of them rather than them being distributed independently. Elon Musk steps in after Hurricane Melissa, but what does he want from Jamaica? Jamaica is struggling to pick up the pieces after Hurricane Melissa ripped through our food system. Okay, so it says Elon Musk steps in after Hurricane Melissa, but what does he want from Jamaica? Yadman International. Okay. The reason why I put this up is because I think this is hilarious, and you're going to hear me reference back to 2023. 2023, I sat there and I said, I believe that there's a child that's going to come up in the ranks. It's going to be in Jamaica. And I don't know. I said it's not going to be from one of them like really press private schools and none of that stuff. None of the rich people, them. Nothing like that. It's going to come from one of the poor areas. I believe that she's a girl. And I sat there and I said, I don't know if it's because I want her to be a girl or if that is she really is going to be a girl. I said it could possibly be a boy, but I think it's a girl. And I said, she's going to be the one that's going to be able to put people to Mars. And I said, even if he gets there first, she's going to make it so that you get there in like 2 minute time. I said, this is how bright this child is. I said, we should open a school and a different type of school and use the internet with working with some of these people, because I am a nurse and I do know a good amount of Jamaican doctors and things and scientists. I would love to do something like that. Here we are 2 years later, and Elon Musk is sending the internet and investing in Jamaica. I can almost guarantee I started laughing because, yes, he's going to try to take over Jamaica. Jamaica might be his own little private island by the time we're done. And you'll probably, I'm joking, but I'm not. We'll be enslaved. But, woo. Um, but on the other end, though, oh, and I said Jamaica gonna be the one they gonna to have a rocket to go, a space shuttle to go. And I know people thought I was crazy, but I can guarantee you that it's about to happen. Go look it up. I have it back there. I even talked about, I said, you guys keep trying to say about Egypt and the how it was, and the pyramids was this powerhouse. I said, let one of these really bright Africans talk to some of these really bright Jamaican kids. Let's put them on the internet and bang it through. And let's see what will happen. I said, I guarantee you, that's all you need. All you need, all the little shits need is fucking internet and a phone. And they will come up with all the specs and everything that you need to make things run. I said, Africa might have problems and they keep saying how they don't have manufacturing and blah 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 and they don't have the specs to build and da da da. I said, just give a fucking phone, some internet to one of them, pick me them, and I guarantee you everything that you need, you're going to have. So, although I do not want Musk in Jamaica at all, I am really excited that what I said is about to come true. So, you will hear me, and I don't give a fuck. You will hear me talk about the esoteric, being psychic, all that stuff. I have no qualms about it. It's gonna come out. We're gonna hit some great things while we're here, and we're gonna have some fun. Now, for the people that's on Amazon, I am working on getting it fixed because I realized that a whole bunch of episodes you cannot hear. So I deleted it from my Spotify, I deleted it from my YouTube, and hopefully I had to send an email. Hopefully we can get this fixed pretty soon. So do mind the construction. We're gonna work through this together. So now, my new mantra. The old one was rock that crown as we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors. New mantra. May the leprechauns shit out gold into a duffel bag so you can take it to the pawn shop. May there be pink and purple clouds surrounding your day. May the rainbows lead you, and may unicorns kneel at your feet as you walk by. This is the first time of me doing this again. To redo this whole thing, I will explain it. The rainbow is a covenant that you made many years ago with the divine creator. The pink and purple clouds is for those people who don't like it blunt. They like their shit sugar coated. And so there you have it. And the unicorns represent the uniqueness of yourself and the multiple facets of yourself. What you show to one person, you don't show to another. But each facet that you show is still unique to you. So that is what that's for. Okay? So here we go. rerun, reincarnation, numero. I guess technically this would be three because we did it in 23. We just did it starting this past like August, and now we're doing it again. So take three. And at the end of what I like to say now is this. And if you're having a bad day, I hope that changes and you end up having a great one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.